Hi, good morning. This is Diamond Painting Creepy Cutie. My name is Angela, and I want to say Happy Mother's Day. I'm working on my other uh, canvas that I started yesterday for Tita's channel. It's called Purple Passion. This is I don't know if you can see there, the thumbnail. It's a purple girl with kitties. I already did about a little bit with it. I'm working on my table. I already pre-kitted everything here. I'm gonna put it here. I know this is not the most, and here are my drills and one of my pens that a friend of mine gave me. I have a really nice pen, but before anything, I want to welcome everybody who is new to my channel. Also, thank you those who keep coming back. And also, I want to wish a Mother's Day to everybody. Single mothers, fur babies mothers. It doesn't matter what you're a mother of. Happy Mother's Day. My daughter came yesterday because she needed to go to her mother-in-law today. So she came yesterday and spent a little bit of time with me. My son, unfortunately, is a couple hours away from me, but he called me and wished me Happy Mother's Day and sent me a beautiful card. Thank you to everybody who wished me Happy Mother's Day through Messenger, through Facebook, through the different groups. And I want to wish you from DP Creepy Cuties channel, Happy Mother's Day to. I have a relaxed day today because my husband is at work. He works usually Sundays. He leave at midnight. He don't come until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I did myself a good cup of joe. I took my medicine, went to church online, and now I decide to sit down and work on this purple. I did a completion of my Halloween dinner. It took me a little longer because, like I say, I was busy, but now I'm working on this. So thank you to everybody who actually, oops, my light, my little light, it's very sensitive. I forgot to close the little heart thing. So I'm gonna work here. I'm gonna move this a little bit here. I hope you can see. I'm gonna continue. Usually we in Puerto Rico, I call my sister who is in Puerto Rico, and wish her, and my mother-in-law, wish her a happy Mother's Day. We celebrate Mother's Day over there too. I know in Mexico it's celebrated in a different day because I've been here in Arizona for a while now, and they have a different day where they celebrate Mother's Day. So what can we talk today? Oh, let's talk about the Aurora Borealis. Actually, not me, but where my daughter lives. My daughter is, she's going to be 34 in October, in Halloween Day. And where she lives in the country. I live in the city, so she was able to take pictures of the lights here in Arizona. Um, it's what they call the Northern Lights, and there's a phenomenon going on. I watch a blogger. His name is the Weatherman. He's fantastic. I love watching his channel because he give you the weather for not only the United States but other places in South America, and sometimes include Puerto Rico and stuff like that. Like I told you yesterday that in the last whip and chat that I've been a therapist for 20 something years, and for 36 years actually. And I love my job. I graduate, and immediately I graduate where I did my internship, they offered me a job, and that was back in Puerto Rico. So over there I worked. The reason for me to be here, like I told you yesterday, is because there's a big difference of age between my brother and myself. So I didn't grow up with my brother. But what can I tell you? It's very interesting that we are seeing those lights in different areas here in, because they usually, I had the chance to go one time to Alaska and in a cruise, and we went at a time, and we were able to see the the Northern Lights, and it was beautiful experience. It was a fantastic. I went with a friend and her husband and my husband, and we have a wonderful time. And they're gorgeous. They're breathtaking. It was one of the things that I was always had a friend of mine that went actually to Iceland and saw them there in Iceland. Those are the ones called the Northern Lights more. But now, due to some kind of, the weatherman says that the sun, it's having some kind of storm, and they are having some kind of chemical reaction in the atmosphere that create those lights. But if you notice, he says, if you compare that with the Northern Lights has a little bit more in the cool tones, like bluish and green and those color. And it's because he says there is a chemical reaction that happened in the atmosphere in that area, and that's why those we are able to see the Northern Lights over there in the northern area of the world. But there's a phenomenon that occur now that we've been able to see something similar, but it's called the aurora borealis, but it's not the same. What in These are not facts. This is what he said in his it was very cool. My daughter sent me a picture of them, because where she lives in the country, and she has a very view the sky over there. She loved watching the sky. She got a telescope and everything. Like I say, my daughter, she used to be a girly girl, but my daughter is always been an outdoor person. She loved plants. She loves um, to live in the country, go hiking, go camping, rock climbing, things that I won't do. I don't do camping. And it's funny because I says I will do camping the day that they have a bathroom and a shower available. So I do my camping in a hotel because I'm not too much I love to go for walks and go outdoors and things like that, but not much like staying in a tent and, and spending the night in the woods and stuff like that. No. Um, but my daughter love it and her husband, so I'm happy for them when they do. So, what else can I tell you about myself? Fun fact. Well, actually, one thing I can tell you, like I said, I come from a my parents. Even though I born in New York and lived there until I was 5 years old, my dad moved us to Puerto Rico. I grew up in Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico is a beautiful island, very tropical, very small. A lot of people don't know that Puerto Rico is only 100 by 35. However, you will say, oh, that's a small island. We have in the middle of the island a sierra or a group of mountains that are in the middle. And we have a rainforest called El Yunque that a lot of people and tourists like to go and see. And if you go to the north of the island, you're going to see very tropical. We have beaches all around, being an island, duh. Warmer waters. I went here on a vacation when we went to California. We went to Huntington Beach. Oh, the Pacific is too cold for me. I'm spoiled with the Atlantic, where the water is in the 80s, and that's why we get a lot of hurricanes. We have one of the biggest hurricanes that you probably heard in the history of Puerto Rico, that it was Maria, and it was pretty devastating. We lost they were months and months and months with no water, no power. The people have the roof went off. It was something unexpected. It was a category 5, winds of 200 miles per hour. And the good thing in Puerto Rico is that most of our houses are built with cinder blocks. So, they're not easy to be affected, but flooding is the biggest thing. And it was something that it took the island out of commission for a while and did a lot of damage to but there's a story about our rainforest. Our rainforest is in the south east of the island. So if you ever flew from the state to Puerto Rico, when you are going, the airport is in the north, and it's in the northeast side of the island. You're gonna see when you enter the castle called El Morro. That is, it was built by the Spaniards to protect the island. And then behind that, there is the rainforest. The rainforest, when this storm Maria came, actually, this says the protect the island for further worse damage, because when the storm went through the middle of the island, because you have all the coast, and then in the middle of the island there is a group of mountains, and there's where the forest is. We have the highest point, where we uh, have our coffee agriculture, because it's very high and we have one of the best coffees. I know that a lot of people say Colombian coffee, but Puerto Rican coffee. We grow coffee. We have plantations of coffee. And actually, a fun fact was that one of the Pope that came to Puerto Rico loved the coffee so much of our island that we used to send coffee to one of the popes. I don't remember which one was it, but um, they actually he was very impressed. The quality of our coffee is very good, so they they are very proud of our coffee. And I'm a coffee lover because I am, I am, my mom is Cuban, well, was because she's not with me anymore. And I hope she's having a wonderful day. I know she's in heaven. And I also don't have my dad. But I know that my mom is with me today. And I feel very, 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 very happy about it. Uh, uh, so I've been drinking coffee. I drink espressos. We have an espresso machine because we love, and my mother-in-law sent me coffee from Puerto Rico all the time because even though I buy really strong coffee, I don't find it strong enough. So my mother-in-law sent me coffee once in a while from Puerto Rico, and I just enjoy my coffee. It doesn't bother me. I can drink coffee now and go to bed like a baby. It doesn't actually bother me, in the sense of saying that some people say that if they consume caffeine after certain hours, they can't sleep. That doesn't bother me. Another fun fact of my island is that, like I say, the the north side of the island, it's very Grinch, very Grinch. Yeah, it's very Grinch, like the Grinch. It's green. It's very tropical. A lot of leaves. You will see uh, very dense uh, trees, lots of palm tree. But if you go to the side of the islands, it's more dry, more, we either have cacti over there on that side of the island and the store. And if you go to the center of the island, you're going to see that it's very humid. It's usually 100% humidity there. The times I've been, like I say, I've been in Arizona for over 27 years. So when I go and visit, take me a little bit of time to get used, even though the temperature here sometimes rises up to 120, but there is 1% humidity. So it's what they usually call dry heat. Um, our Puerto Rican, my dad was Puerto Rican, born and raised in there. And my father and my mother met because my dad was stationed in the Air Force and the Army. I'm sorry, um, in the 50s, uh, in Cuba and Guantanamo. And there's where he met my mom. My mom was 17 years old when they met, and my dad was in his 20s. So I guess they fall in love, and he got married. And my brother, so I have in my family, my grandparents, um, on my mother's side are from Spain, from Canary Islands. And in my dad's side, even he's Puerto Rican, his dad was Italian. So I have a little bit. I always wanted to do one of those tests to see what I have in me. A lot of people look at me and say you have some Italian on you, but like I say, I born in New York, and Puerto Rico is a USA territory, so we are American citizens. And I consider myself a Puerto Rican because I grew up most of my friends in my childhood was in Puerto Rico. Uh, it was it's very nice. I enjoy one of my favorite sport growing up, and like I say, I live so close to the beach that I can go a lot to the beach, so I love the ocean. It's one thing that a lot of people question me, why you been so long here where there's no water, you live in the desert. um you know, they offer me a job here as a physical therapy because I am bilingual, um saying that my English is not perfect. But I was able to, because, my brother and my sister grew up in New York, even though they born in Puerto Rico, but they were raised in New York and Queens. And I born in New York, but I was raised in Puerto Rico because my parents moved to Puerto Rico when my sister was 15 and I was 5 years old. There's 5 years between my sister and I, and there is almost 12 years between my brother and I. So when my brother, like I say, in my other whip and chat, I didn't grow up with my brother. I saw pictures. I talked to him. He came to visit, but I don't have any memories of my childhood. I have some with my sister because my sister, um, got married young, and so we don't, like I say, we didn't share. So I basically then stay with my parents because my sister got married, so I was the baby. And another fun fact, my brother and my sister used to call me Oopsie because I wasn't in the schedule to be here, but God works mysterious ways. My mom went to the doctor to tell the doctor that she didn't want to have any more babies and she wanted to see what her options were. And when the doctor did a test, told her, no problem once you have the baby because you're pregnant right now. And my mom didn't have any symptom, no morning sickness. And my dad says that sometimes God worked mysterious way because I was the one who took care of my parents when they were alive. Um, I was always with them. And because of that, my sister was always a little jealous, siblings jealousy, nothing bad. But she says that I got away with a lot of things she couldn't get away, me being the baby of the family. And I told him some advantage I need to have, I didn't grow up with you guys. I don't have any, I couldn't. My sister and I having a 5 year difference, it was like chaos. We were always, my sister was in her high school and I was in elementary school. I used to be do a lot of things to my sister to scare her. I was annoy her. She says, when you're a teenager, you don't want to be dealing with little kids, and I was always bothering my sister, saying, "Oh, why don't you play with me? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?" And she will say, leave me alone. Don't touch my stuff. And you, as a kid, are always, wanted to see and observe and curious about what, you know, what your siblings had. So my sister and I were in constantly, I used to take, I don't know, those of you that are in my eras, I'm from the 60s. I born in 1960. Um, I don't remember of you guys in the 70s. There was Maybelline used to have something called Kissing Potion. It was a lip gloss that came in a roll-on form, and it came with flavors, and it will give you a glossy look. And my sister, being older than I, was allowed to use makeup. So I always will go in her room and see, oh, and she used false lashes. And I will go and try to put the false lashes, and I will love to take her kissing potion because it tastes sweet. It tastes like candy. And my sister was always, "Mom, Angela's been in my room and she took my eyelashes." I will misplace her eyelashes and stuff. So it was, now after we grew up older, I got married, I had, kids and stuff. She has three wonderful daughters that I consider my first daughters because I spoiled them to death, and they used to call me Mama, because I babysit for my sister a lot because, I was in college and she was trying to do her master degrees, and with three kids, it was kind of hard. So my sister, still in Puerto Rico, and she became an English teacher. She teach for over 30 something years in Puerto Rico, and now she's retired. And my brother-in-law is a musician, and he used to teach band in the school. He became a teacher too of band. Uh, and I have three beautiful nieces. Uh, they looking for a boy. They had like three girls. I was the only first. My brother has two daughters. My son is the only boy in the family. All the other ones are girls. Um, and So everybody spoiled my boy because, he was the boy that in the family that everybody says, "Oh, you don't know how much we wanted a grandson, and oh, we have a granddaughter." So there's a lot of granddaughters. I'm a great aunt 7 times, and a great aunt on my brother's side, because he has his kids, are older and they're grandparents now. And so, yeah, that's some of the things. Like I say, all my schooling was in Puerto Rico. Um, we have English as a second language, is mandatory, being a USA territory. Puerto Rico is a Commonwealth of the United States. I think it's one of the Commonwealth that exists. That and another one. I'm not sure. So I've been working. I'm going to stay today, relax today. Um, my husband says he will cook for me. He's going to make me, he make a very yummy lasagna. And he's going to make me a lasagna for dinner. I don't want to go out and eat. Like I told you in my previous, I don't go out much due to my anxiety and my fear to open spaces. And I'm mostly at my house. There's a lot of things that I do in my house. I always been a very crafty person. My dad used to paint and carve in wood. My brother was an excellent painter, sculptor. He was an Air Force. He was in the Air Force for 30 years, and he was an um, airplane mechanic. Um, he traveled the world, and thanks to him, I used to go and babysit. I had the chance to, being the youngest, he will pay me and say, if you come and watch my nephews, my nieces, I'm sorry, I had the opportunity to travel. I traveled to Okinawa, Japan 1 year. I traveled to Panama, where he was stationed in Panama. I went to Germany, and he will pay me for the ticket for me to go, and I will stay with them when they were out of school. So I was very blessed in a way to share with my nephews, um, no, my nieces. I think about my nephews because now my my nieces, all of them, most of them has boys. Isn't that weird how the genetic works? So I don't want to take you long, but I wanted to have a little bit of chit chat while um I'm here sitting in my chair. I have a table and I have a light. And this is a small paint. It's a 30 by 40. I bought it in Temu. I post a picture of it. I think I paid like $5 for it. It's wonderful. Um, the quality, the stickiness, and everything. I did a review in one of my videos if you check it out. So thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day full of joy, full of blessings with your loved ones. Those that don't have their mothers, remember they might not be physically here, but they always are in our hearts. And I hope you enjoy with your family. And thank you again for giving me a little bit of your time, making me company, and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed and you like the contents, please subscribe. Don't forget the bell button because it will tell you when I load up. And don't forget that I have a giveaway that everybody who's subscribed can participate. I did the box, and the box has like 7 diamond painting, has supplies, for diamond painting. They got trays. It got some of this. It has the pens. It has rulers. It has washi tape. It has waxes. Have a little bit. It's full to capacity, and it's even though it's creepy, I'm not putting any creepy. All you have to do is look my birthday giveaway, and there, all you have to do is if you want to be enter me. Put if you're USA International and what's your favorite theme. And then if you're international, you also have a chance to win. If you I will take the international and give you a $25 either to Amazon or PayPal, which you prefer. So thank you very much again. Stay creepy, stay cutie, stay diamond painting, and I see you soon.